Hi everyone, North Jersey Garden here. Another update. So I don't know if you remember, I showed you a few citrus trees I purchased from the store. I actually have planted a few of them in the ground already. This is a peach tree. Let me read the name. It's a Red Haven peach. I planted it about 3-4 weeks ago, and I trimmed the branches. They said to trim them down to 6 inches from the main stem, which I did. I'm not seeing any buds or anything on it yet, but I'm hoping for the best. I gave it nice big area to grow in, and I amended the soil, made it nice and loose and good for drainage, and added some amendments to it. And on the other side, just the other day, I have these wires going. I have to figure out some kind of fencing. I have the backyard is not fenced in, so I have a bunch of deer that come along and may decide to chew them up, and I'd rather they did not. And this is another tree. Let me see. This is the blue damson plum. I don't need to have them covered with this, but again, it's from the deer and the cold temperature. Even though today is nice and warm, I could probably take this off, especially since I put the wiring around here, protection from the deer. But I'll keep it on for now. Why not keep it protected? It was so windy this morning. But this is the plum tree. I purchased it a couple of weeks ago, and I put it in the ground like I think 3 days ago. Again, gave it nice healthy soil with some organic material. You can see the red coconut core on the surface. It adds to retains moisture and allows for drainage at the same time. I put some wood chips in there, some of the native soil, but a lot of other things also to allow the soil to drain well. The soil can be quite thick and dense and harsh on the roots to grow through when it gets compacted with the rain. So I have these two trees planted, and I planted also a few berry trees. Let me actually zoom in over here first, since I'm on this side. So along with the berry plants, berry bushes, I got this hazelnut. The branches were growing very close to each other, so I'm actually trying to train it to have branches go in separate directions. I have a little tag here pulling this branch over to the right and this one over to the left, with a main stem going through the middle. This one's doing okay. I think it's starting to bud out. I hope it's not gonna go through transplant shock. I planted this one a couple of weeks ago. I actually have another hazelnut tree, but it's still in the container. It has more leaves and more buds on it. I have this big jug of water I got from my parents' house, because we're still getting some really cold nights, and I didn't want these guys and the berry plants to die down. So I cut the bottom off of this, and at night when the temperature drops, I cover it up, and it acts like a little greenhouse, protects it from the wind. It was so windy this morning, and it keeps it a little bit warmer through the night until the chance of frost is gone. We're in March 31st, and they're still predicting snow for a couple of days next week. It's crazy. Actually, they're predicting snow Sunday and then another day next week. And actually, before I forget, I bought strawberries, and I have strawberries planted here between the hazelnuts. This is a marker here. So there's a strawberry here, a strawberry here, another one here, and another one there. I planted them a little bit deep, probably like 3 inches, 4 inches or so. only because we're still getting very cold nights. I may plant more strawberries in this container here. It has a drainage holes, and it's protected with this rose of thorn from the deer. Hopefully they won't come up this close to the deck and house to eat my plants. I know in the backyard they walk right through the yard like it's theirs, which is fine, but I don't want them to damage or eat away too many of my plants. Over here, let me go up this way. It's one of the grapevines. I planted it a year and a half ago when I just moved into this house. It grew nicely. It's actually growing crazy. I trimmed it. They say you're supposed to trim them, keep them from growing too wild, so that the roots can keep up with the growth of the vine, and then hopefully will produce a healthy amount of fruit for me. But it's doing great, and we're still getting cold nights, so these guys haven't even budded out yet. I hope they're okay. Yeah, but the rose of thorn also is still, it comes back like crazy every year, and I judge by its return when the leaves come back on that big guy. I expect leaves to come on the grapes. This is the greenhouse. Nice and humid, but I want to show you what I planted over there. Right here is a blackberry. Let me come around. So I don't know if you remember, I showed you a whole bunch of blackberry bushes. I got these at the same time as the hazelnut I just showed you, but this one was just a stick like this, and I planted it in the ground. And again, I keep it covered with a jug of water to keep it from getting freezer burn. But these are supposed to be cold hardy, the hazelnut also, but it's still a baby. I like to keep it protected until danger of frost is gone. So this is the blackberry here, still just a little stick, but I'm hoping it will give me, or at least start to grow, and maybe by next year give me fruit. This one is a goji berry. Very small plants. I got them all very small, but this one has nice healthy bunch of leaves and a couple of side branches, and I have it protected with the garden tools for now from the deer and the rabbits. But again, at night I'm gonna cover it with the jug of water that I cut the bottom off of. It works really great. I love it. I'm happy I thought of that idea. But this is a goji berry. They're really healthy for you, very nutritious, full of vitamins and minerals and antioxidants. I actually have another one I'll show you later, still in its container. I'm going to plant it across the way here. Right here I'm going to plant him. They get some sun pretty much at the optimum time of the season, like up to 8-9 hours a day. Over here I have the other grapevine growing, protected with black netting so the deer won't eat them. And right here, this one also has 3 side branches or vines coming out of the base, but again I've been cutting the excesses so it concentrates on strengthening the roots. And this is a thorn bush that is growing on. I'm actually going to train the grapevine to grow up this little furnace outdoor fireplace thing and cross over to the other side close to the house. Hey Danny, I'm going to let them out in a little bit so they can run around. Yeah, but I'm going to train this grapevine to grow over that. And maybe partially grow and meet the other one, the other grapevine that's over there. I'm thinking that they will create an arch into the backyard from the house. And let me show you these containers before the battery dies. This is the other hazelnut tree. that I have. I love hazelnuts. I love all kinds of trees. But this one, unlike the other one I showed you that's in the ground already has nice healthy leaves growing. And actually, little, I'm not sure, I've never grown these, but I think these are the beginning of the hazelnut husk or hazelnut. It's hard to focus on it, but it has a whole bunch of them. So if that is the case, I'm really excited. If even it's still in its container, which is all just not even soil, more like what do you call it? It's not soil, there's no dirt in there or anything, just to keep them moist until they're planted, and it's doing so well, much better than the other one that's just a stick. Here's the other goji berry. This one has nice leaves on it. It had a big stem coming out of it. I cut it and put it in water to see if it will grow roots, and I will plant it, but I don't think it will. But this is the goji berry. I'm excited to grow it. I'm going to plant it across the side from the other one. This is a loganberry. It's still just a stick, but it produces these nice, healthy, nutritious berries. I'm excited to eat them. I don't think I've ever tasted a loganberry, but I'm going to plant it out and see. The tip broke off, but it's nice and green and fresh. I'm excited to plant all these. This is a blueberry. Has some growth on it, leaves and stems. And this is a boysenberry. Again, never tasted a boysenberry, but I couldn't resist buying this. It says GMO free. And they're growing in wood chips, which is really not much of a soil, just to keep them moist till they're purchased and planted. This one has a little bud on it, but I don't know if it's gonna do anything while it's in here, but if it does, hey, that's great. But I have to find spots for these guys, and I think I have to stop myself from buying more things and concentrate on the seedlings that I'm for vegetables that I'm starting indoors. But I have two other berries that I planted just yesterday. They're blueberries. I planted this one here, and again I gave it nice loose soil, good for drainage, because this soil, once it's wet, it becomes very compacted, which is hard for the roots to grow through. So this one has a ton of side branches. I don't know if you can see, and it's starting to bud out. When I bought it, these were not visible, the little leafy buds. But tons of side branches on this guy, I'm happy about. And I just planted them yesterday, so I'm hoping they won't go through transplant shock. So this is this guy. And I'm keeping sticks and watering can and more sticks and tools around it. Little ridge of stones. Hopefully the deer won't come this close to the house and eat it up. It takes them 1 second to ruin the whole thing. And on this side, also another blueberry bush. This one has no leaves on it. But again, gave it the best soil that I can give it. I have it surrounded with pine cones that are falling from the pine tree on the side of the house. This one may have gotten a little bit damaged in planting. I don't know what happened. The roots came off sideways as I was taking it out of the pot, but we'll see what happens. It has some buds on it. They're looking okay, but we'll see if they continue to grow. If not, that means I damaged the plant. But again, I gave it the best soil, and I doused them in water, and the water drained fairly quickly, so I'm happy with that. And again, I have it protected. This one's really close to the house. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully deer won't come through here, but there will be rabbits, and I think I did see a couple of groundhogs also. So I'm going to put some kind of fencing around this guy in the next couple of days or so. But again, until it gets better, I'm going to cover him with the jugs of water. A lot of trees around the house. You hear them clicking branches as the wind is messing with them. And over here is just a stick. You can barely make it out right there next to the jug of water. Is the gooseberry that I showed you in one of the other videos. It was still in its container, but this one's planted in also. It's still just a stick. Let me see. This one's gonna come right off. So I'm hoping for the best on these guys. The roots looked nice and healthy, but it's always worrisome when you plant something and it's just a stick looking thing. But I gave it a nice area in the ground, nice and wide, and amended the soil, made it nice and loose, and ready with a big jug of container with the bottom cut off to cover it for the night. So these are these guys. I'll keep you updated as I try to plant the other ones. And I have to get fencing and protection for everything, so we'll see what I'm gonna do. But these are gonna be going in the ground next as I plant out the rest of my seed or sow vegetables. And you saw the tomatoes and peppers. I have to plant out more stuff. We're about 5 weeks from our last frost date, and then I have to work on getting the garden ready to take in all those vegetables and herbs. So I'll keep you guys updated when I find spots for these guys to put them in the ground, and I'll show them to you as I put them in. Alright, you guys, keep on planting and I'll keep you updated. See you later. Bye.